Hey guys, this is Michael Cheek, and this is the fourth video for the Sultans of Swing by Straits. Now, it's been a while since I've worked on this song, so I went ahead and moved forward on the solo that we started in the last video. That would be the third video, because someone on the website reminded me that I forgot to finish it. So, sorry about that, sorry for the wait, but I went ahead and tabbed this out as quick as I could, checked to make sure everything is correct, and I finished that first solo. Now, I'm not fantastic at the solo anymore. I'm going to have to go back over and practice it a little bit. But I can show you the notes because I want to go ahead and get this video up on the website. So what we've already learned in the last video of the solo was kind of this part here. And then we've got okay, and then the last part we learned was this. Alright, all that is still the same. I'm not changing anything, but I wanted to show you where we left off. So that much of the solo is already learned. Now we're going to start the next part. Now what we have to learn here is this section that sounds like this. Oops, sorry. Okay, so that's our next section. After that, we're going to learn this. Okay, and then we've got a little bit after that too. So let's go ahead and learn that first section, this part right here. Okay, so what that's going to be is take your middle finger and play the E string, the skinny E string on the 12th fret, and slide it up to the 13th fret. Okay? Now after you do that, you're going to play the 12th fret again on the E string. And I just use my first finger. Alright? Now after you play that, you're going to play the 13th fret on the B string. Okay, so now you're going to go to the G string, and you're going to play the 12th fret on the G string, but you're going to hammer on to the 14th fret of the G string. Okay, so then you're going to play 12th fret on the G string again. Okay, so then you're going to play 13th fret on the B string. Just like that. You play it 3 times, and you're vibratoing the first 2, and then the third one is short. Okay? Alright, now that's that section. Now we're going to go to the next section I talked about. Okay? Now what that is it's almost all 13th fret on the B string. First you're going to play that note, 13th fret on the B string, and you're going to bend it up and vibrato it at the top before you let it down. So, alright, now after you do that, then you're going to do the same thing again, so, but this time you're going to bring it up and down. So, alright, then you're going to play 11th fret on the B string. Then you're going to play 13th fret on the B string again. But then you're going to kind of stop that note at the top and then let it down and do it again. The vibrato at the top that last time. So all together that's going to sound like this. Okay? Now that was the second section that I wanted to go over. I've got all my tabs here so I don't forget. And the next section is going to sound like this. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay? Alright, now what we do is take our first finger across the 10th fret on the B string and the E string. And the first note we're going to actually play is that 10th fret on the B string. Okay? But before we play 10th fret on the E string, we're actually going to use our third finger to play 13th fret on the E string. And once we do, we're going to pull off to that 10th fret on the E string. Okay, so like this. Okay? So those first three notes go like this. Then you're going to play 10th fret on the B string again. Then 10th fret on the E string. Okay, so now you're going to play 13th fret on the B string, and what you're going to do here is bend that note up, then play 10th fret on the E string. So, okay, so then you're going to play 10th fret on the B string, and if you're like me, you've got your first finger across that string already, so you can just pluck the note. Okay, so then 12th fret on the G string, then 10th fret on the G string. And you just kind of slide that note down and kind of let it die out as you get down towards the middle of the neck. Okay? So alright, now here it's a little tricky. He comes in with some very quiet notes leading into the ones you can actually hear better. So this next section sounds like this. Yeah, that was correct. I just wanted to make sure. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes, and you're going to palm mute the first two. So what we're doing is starting on the 13th fret of the E string and the A string. I just let my third finger go across both of those strings. Okay, 13th fret. Now we're palm muting, so we're letting our palm barely touch these strings and playing the E string, then the A string. Okay, so it's not very loud. Then I use my middle finger to play the 12th fret on the D string, and I just get my third finger out of the way. Okay, so just like that. Then my first finger is free to play the 10th fret on the G string, back to 12th fret on the D string. Okay, so now right after that, you're going to go to the 9th fret on the G string. Now these notes are a little more out front. You can hear these a little better. Now it's kind of tricky what he's doing here. He's kind of raking across a couple of strings here before he plays this 9th fret on the G string, but it's kind of difficult, so you might want to just leave it out. But if you don't, if you want to try it, try putting your middle finger on the first 3 strings that you're going to go across, which is the E, the A, and the D, and go across those, and then you got to get your finger out of the way in time to play the 9th fret on the G string. So, yep, I'm kind of messing it up myself. Okay, now what I'm going to do is actually just continue to play that without the muted notes there. But we're going to play 9th fret on the G string. Then you're going to play 10th fret on the G string and slide it to the 12th fret. Okay, so then go back to 10th fret, then back to 9th. And after you play the 9th, you're not going to pluck it anymore. You're just going to slide it to the 10th and then to the 12th. So when you do it all faster, the note will keep ringing. So altogether, that's going to be. Okay, watch my right hand. I don't pluck every note. Okay, so that whole section there is going to be like this. Oh, sorry, let me try that again. There you go. Sorry about it. I know I'm rusty on it. Then what we're actually going to do is repeat that first part where we palm muted some of those notes. So again, it's 13th fret on the E string and the A string, palm muted. Then 12th fret on the D string. Then 10th on the G. Then 12th on the D. Okay, so we're just repeating that part. And this time, we're going to play this little riff. Sorry. That's the end of that solo. I'm sorry. Now what we're actually going to play there is this. Let your first finger go across the 10th fret of the A string and the D string. You're going to play the A string first, then the D string. The reason I use one finger and hold them both down at the same time is because I want them to ring together. You can kind of hear them bleed into each other a little bit. So play 10th on the A, then 10th on the D, and now you can go to 12th fret on the D string, then go back to 10th fret on the D, then 12th on the D, but this time you're going to bend it up. Now this is kind of a weird position, so you can try to use your pinky or just flatten your third finger back so it can play the note, but it's going to be, when you play that 12th fret and bend it up on the D string, you're going to need to play 12th fret on the G string, which is right behind it. And with these small frets, it's kind of hard to hit, but that's what you're going to do. Basically, play the 12th fret on the D, then play and bend it up, and then while you still have it at the top, play 12th fret on the G, then re-pluck this D string and bring it down. Then play 10th fret on the D string, and then play 12th fret on the D string twice, vibratoing that last note. So it's going to sound like this. And that's the end of the solo. So hopefully all this is pretty simple for you, but just in case it's not, I'm going to start at the new stuff, play it all very slow, and I'm going to start at what we learned here today and actually play it all the way through, okay? And probably it's a good idea for me to just go ahead and play that entire solo. So I'll play the entire solo one section at a time. Okay, so if you've got your guitar handy, I'm sure you do, you play along with me on each section, okay? So here's the first section of the solo. Ready, go. Okay, that was the first section. Here's the second one. Oh, sorry. Okay, here's the next section. Here's the new stuff that we started learning today. Or actually, no, we have one more section. It's this part. Okay, now we're starting on the new stuff. Okay, next section. Okay, I'm going to flip my tabs over so I can keep reading. Here's our next section. Okay, here's where we start off with the palm muted notes. Okay, and then the next part. Going into our palm muted notes again. And then the very last part. Okay, now that's the entire solo or for that section of the song. There's a lot of lead guitar in this song, so I'm going to have to chip away at all of this lead stuff. But it's fun to do, so as soon as I get those videos ready, they'll go back up. But it's not going to be as long as it was before. If you're still watching and the next one's not up yet, I am working on it and it'll be up. So this is video 4, and as soon as you're done with this one, if I've got up video 5, go ahead and go to